Environmental science students, low-key kind of weird.
Like, genuinely, I'm not offended.
Honestly, yeah, we maybe just nerds.
I kind of get what they're saying though. My friend literally brought in like invertebrate samples.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello.
it's actually our very first official episode where we engage in our experiences and educate ourselves in the field of environmental science. We're gonna be your host for a bit. Let's go around and introduce ourselves.
Hi everyone. I am Ethan, year one student.
I'm Yushan, I'm year 2.
And I'm Darin. I'm in year 3, my final year this year.
Since it's our first ever episode, we're just gonna take it chill. We're just gonna be talking about environmental science as a whole thing.
What is environmental
What is environmental science?
Yeah.
What do people think? Apparently, people have very strong opinions
Yeah.
on
Very
environmental science. Yeah.
Positive and negative? Do you think so? Don't know. We shall find out. Yeah.
So we prepared a little something in a pouch today.
In a pouch. So we kind of went around, did a simple Google form, and got a few responses from people all around the place. Kind of anonymous because we don't know who they are, what they are, but they did give us a few of their responses, and it's very, very interesting. So I guess we'll just go around and take one each. Ethan, you want to start one?
Yeah, sure. All right.
Really loud and proud.
All right.
And I'll take one. And then we'll go through what they say. Okay.
What's on the paper? It's revolves around the study of the environment, like nature, earth, and the ocean, and how it affects other living beings like animals and humans. This is actually quite accurate.
That's actually really true.
Yeah.
What we're studying.
I think Shan has a really good
Understanding.
well, understanding. And they kind of cover like all the biomes.
True.
Like this is just another bioscience student's opinion.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because usually most of the people out there don't really know essentially what is environmental science in its whole essence. So to hear that, opinion from someone is quite okay.
It's quite refreshing.
True, it is quite
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to mine.
What?
Oh, this one is kind of similar. It says studying about the environment and nature and how to solve current environmental issues. So it's also another very educated response.
Yeah.
But I feel like what I've noticed since I've started studying environmental science is like there's a bigger aspect on understanding the issue, like at the same time as solving the issue.
Than to actually studying whatever's there. Yeah.
I guess I also kind of have to add on that is like when you say understanding the issue and solving the issue, I guess when we as environmental science students, our lecturers really prepare us to look out for the solution and not look out for just the problem. So when we're faced with an issue or we're faced with a challenge, they really prepare us to look for the solution that we can give instead of just focusing on the problem and not doing anything about it. Do you agree?
Sure.
Right.
Because just stating the problem isn't a solution.
Yeah, it's not gonna solve the actual problem.
I read somewhere it's like call to action is easy, but executing the action is quite difficult. And I guess that's where we come in as environmental science students, where we kind of use our, not to say expertise, but what we have learned and our knowledge of learning for like 3 years in this degree on how to, attack certain challenges.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
With most legislations in place, it's always like, this is our goal. But like, okay, and like they always focus more about like where we should go instead of like how we're going there.
True. Yeah.
Well, that went a little deep. Okay.
Yeah, too deep, not too deep. Okay, so for my one, this person literally said IDK, the study about climate change or something, how the environment interacts slash works, dot dot question mark. Some of the people studying it low key kind of weird though, not gonna lie.
Wow.
What do you guys feel about that? Somebody calling you guys weird. Environmental science students low key kind of weird.
I guess everyone's unique in their own way.
That's a positive perspective on life.
Yes.
I'm not offended. Like, okay, That's it. Like genuinely.
Honestly, yeah, we may be just nerds.
Sometimes we're all a little weird and it's okay.
Yeah. I guess I kind of get what they're saying though, because they don't really know us as individuals or as person, and then they just see us. Sometimes I know that when we have field works, right, and then we come back from a field work, we're all like stinky. I mean, I'm not saying that we're stinky, and we're all like, muddy, and then we don't know if we stink or not, and then we're like, oh, and then we walk around with like our bags full of stuff, and then we're carrying like soil samples. And like literally the other day I was doing my FYP, and my friend literally brought in like invertebrate samples, like just walking around in the corridor. So I get why people say we're weird. We're just like not in the norm aspect of human beings.
Yeah. Maybe we're just understood.
Understood.
Understood. Yeah.
Got it. Let's retake it again. Okay.
Okay, this looks kind of long. Okay, this is interesting than the other three responses that we had previously. Okay, so this person stated like it's a myth. The environment will die in 50 years. All hail plastic straws. If you want to change, find a better alternative. Who cares about the food chain? Get rid of the mosquitoes.
Oh, get rid of the mosquitoes.
I like how the person said all hail plastic straws.
Yeah.
Because it's actually kind of valid. I understand like where it's coming from.
Do you?
Yeah. Because the other day I watched the TikTok
Mm-hmm.
and this person was saying about how the ratio of like plastic cup to paper straw is like it should be the other way around.
I see.
So it should be like paper cup, plastic straw. There's probably so many plastic cups in the ocean too.
Wow.
If we switch to paper cups, maybe that's better.
I see.
I guess the
Volume ratio.
yeah, volume ratio.
This calls for another very interesting topic with one of our lecturers, Dr. Siva, who's a very quite an expert in microplastics. Maybe we can call in him here,
Yeah, we can get him on the show next.
True. Because there's a lot of opinions about it, and your opinions are different from mine, and obviously every different from his. So that's really interesting.
What else did they say in the
They said
They want us to get rid of the mosquitoes, right? I think this person has quite a grudge.
yeah, I mean
Okay, they are really annoying, but like get rid of the mosquitoes.
I feel like mosquitoes just really love this person very much.
Yeah.
Get rid.
but I feel like if we keep the mosquitoes natural predators, that can be like a solution.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Or maybe we can just let them stay on to animal blood, like just not attack the humans.
Darin, how about yours?
Mine is okay, this person, like the others before this, really knows the essence of environmental science. They said study of natural environment with the goal of a win-win between nature and humans.
Saying a win-win.
I also like this win-win.
Yeah.
But is it possible to
Sorry?
Oh,
but, like,
you
if
can
it's-
elaborate.
It is actually, because when we talk about environmental science, we also talk about, the big aspect of it is conservation.
Yeah, true.
Conservation of species, keystone species, etc., etc. And without the help of humans, how can we do that? I know some people kind of will debate around, or like they say like, humans shouldn't like bother.
Tamper with
Yeah,
But we
tamper
already
with-
are.
tamper with- yeah, exactly. Tamper with the nature, but we already are, and it's our job to mitigate or to offset whatever that already is happening or already happened.
So happened that goal is aligned with our interests.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Be with everyone. And that's okay.
True.
Yeah, that's why we have diversity for a reason.
True. But also kind of like, you guys didn't ask me about this, but like this really correlates with my final year project actually that focuses on humans and the nature conservation. So my final year project is a handful. It's called the community-based mangrove conservation.
Oh,
It's working with
Working with
local
local communities that work in restoring the mangrove species.
I think that's really cool.
yeah, that's
So you're working with Dr. Allison.
I'm working with Dr. Papan actually.
Oh, he's like a
He-
social science.
He is social science. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing social science.
That's cool.
well, that's actually interesting. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Coincidentally,
Coincidentally,
my paper, my response talked about plastics too. It says
right.
IDK, but sometimes I feel that people from EGS might judge me for using single-use plastics,
I wonder who
which is true. We do.
do you
Do you?
We judge people.
Uh,
That use.
we listen and we do judge.
Yeah, a mini story. I have a close friend of mine, and that person used to use like buy plastic bottle, like bottled water, every day.
Oh,
I would judge so hard.
it's time for the
Question pouch.
Okay, so we have a little kangaroo. There's
It-
question
Yeah.
inside, but we have no idea. Either you should go
Yeah.
first.
Alright. Are there any books, films, documentaries related to environmental science that you would recommend to our listeners? I remember watching an old show
Mm.
with my dad. It's called 2012.
Oh,
Like it's about natural disaster where like the world's supposed to end and they're like kind of escaping for their lives. It kind of shows like, you know, if we don't take care of our environment, what will happen to our earth? What about you guys? Any
For
recommendations?
me, oh my God, there are a lot of good David Attenborough commentary on documentary like that he does. So I guess that's what I would recommend because David Attenborough is a very, very iconic man in the conservation environmental science industry. Yeah. What about you?
I heard my octopus teacher on Netflix.
Oh,
It's quite good. I think it's a documentary /
You know,
series.
alright.
yeah.
I know it's quite good.
Yeah. Actually, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. There's like only like 5 to 10 minutes watching people like restoring forests or, focusing more on like conservation stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But that looks
It's thick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm scared. It says here, if plants could talk, what would they say about all the pollution in the air?
wait, it's giving me Plant vs. Zombie. You know?
It's giving plants with
Yeah.
zombies, yeah, kind of maybe. Plants could talk. Oh, you know what? If plants could talk, they'd probably curse at us. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Valid though.
Yeah.
Actually.
They'd probably be like, oh my
Yeah.
God, what are these people doing?
I would say it'll be like, you know, we're voluntarily helping everybody else cleaning their air, so why are you cutting us down?
Yeah,
Mm.
Like, why would you do that to us? We did nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's like I'm
Yeah.
giving you something, but you're just killing
Yeah.
me.
They'd probably scream at us.
But that's kind of, well, that makes us feel like the bad guys.
We are kind of,
To
Yeah.
some
we
extent,
are,
I guess.
we are
Yeah.
the villains.
Fair.
Yeah.
My turn.
Okay.
Let's go.
Next question, the question pouch.
last one.
The last one.
Oh, this
hopefully.
kangaroo comes out.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, it's in there. So
It's quite cute though.
thank you, dear kangaroo.
What skills do you think are essential for success in environmental science? I think it's a skill, but it can be subjective.
Okay.
I think for me, it's important to have hope.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Have hope.
That's really,
Yeah.
that's a sentimental value, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Because I think for the majority of my first year, I was so caught up in trying to fix everything quickly or trying to contribute as much as I can, as fast as I can. So it's like I get so stressed and like at the back of my mind, I'm like, is this even possible? Like to me, yeah.
Mhm.
If you're not fighting anymore, like who's gonna do it? You know?
True.
I mean, there's gonna be people next to you like us, but you have to have hope and kind of adjust your
Yeah.
own beliefs. I guess you have to push yourself forward.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh,
Oh, that's so cute. I didn't think that, I didn't really did expect the answer from you, honestly.
Back
Back to the podcast.
Since Darin, just now you mentioned like your reason of choosing environmental science would be like monetary reasons. So like what are the job opportunities for us as environmental science students?
Honestly, I don't have a lot of expertise to talk about this, but what I do know and what I do like research on about or read about is that we kind of have to build ourselves up. And that's not just like in environmental science, that's in a lot of other job aspects as well. But like for environmental science specifically, you can go into environmental consultancy, which from there it kind of matters like what companies that you go into, but there are a lot of consultancy companies in Malaysia right now that you can literally Google and then you can find like tons and loads of them. And then not only that, when you go into consultancy, you have to be able to speak in sustainability terms or jargons per se, because when you go into environmental sustainability, then that's where they kind of grab you and be like, oh, this kid has like skills that we want. Because now people are more focused on those ESG, the
Mm.
environmental social governance, which is a very prime aspect in sustainability and consultancy. So I guess once you go into that area and then you gain money, you get high pay,
Money.
you get money, and then after that you can just like once you're comfortable in the way that you're going into, then your value as an employee. I've heard a lot of like environmental science graduates as well. They actually create their own company. Not
Like NGOs.
yeah, like NGOs, which I guess is like, oh, that's not specifically consultancy, but it's more of like consulting other companies or consulting other, like they work with CSR, for example. As a final year student, going to the workforce, work field, that's how I see it. For me to survive in this economy, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
But I think the generic um assumption that people make if we study environmental science
Mm-hmm.
is that we would be involved in conservation,
Yeah,
right?
True. Yeah.
that's true.
Like running NGOs,
Mm-hmm.
conserving on specific like mammals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did a volunteering program in Sabah. Genuinely, it was so fun. I worked at Bornean Sun Bear Conservation Center, BSPCC, and I was basically in a bear care team. Basically, we feed the bears, clean the cages every day. They also do health checkups and stuff for the bears, and make little toys for them to play. And it was genuinely so, I would say life changing, but that's a bit cliche. It just really shifted my perspective.
Oh.
And I see people that are working in the field that are so, they find so much purpose in doing it. And it kind of inspired me in a sense.
But it was just like
Yeah.
specifically towards Sunwest.
Yeah, it was just summers.
Oh.
That's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should consider, over my
Yeah.
summer.
If not, what else would you like if you were not to do conservation?
I would say onto research.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I think I would
Oh.
crave knowledge more than money, in a way.
Oh, that felt like a call to Darin, not gonna lie.
No offense, yeah. I feel like I can survive like on bread and milk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you and I
Okay.
are very different. I want to live in a penthouse, you know?
Same
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
I feel like I have more interest into probably plants and marine life, since like everybody are talking about like, oh, the plant, not plant, sorry, like
Forest.
we haven't explored that much of
The
like
ocean.
marine life compared to what's
see.
on land. So I feel like that would be quite an interesting field.
Mhm.
And with how our technology it's advancing now, I feel like in another few more years when I graduate, there might be chance for me. You know what I'm saying?
You should just go for it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to clap back at
What
at
Ethan said.
Ethan actually. Yeah, let's have a bit of a
Sure.
fight. Let's have a
Okay,
bit of
okay.
a tussle.
Alright.
Because
Try Russ.
Oh,
Okay, never
because
mind.
when you go into conservation, with what money, what fundings are
That's a
you
good
trying
point.
to
That's a good
get
point.
for your conservation, whatever. Let's say you have an NGO, right?
yeah.
How is your NGO going to rise?
This is actually quite a challenging
Exactly.
question. Yeah.
So meaning that you have to start from somewhere that you can save up enough money, and then you go into
Whatever you want to
whatever
do.
they want. Or you can, that's why I said, like, when I mentioned soft skills, people would say buttering up, but I guess this is like a soft skills being nice to people in our industry and getting
Like something have
yeah,
yeah, it's
we
good to
have to be good. It's good to have people that are on our side that can help what we are fighting for. So yeah, money
Yeah.
is important. And it's kind of like a hot topic whenever I'm in class, because everyone's like, oh, money is very important for conservation. Like
Yeah.
we can't talk about conservation without talking about fundings, without talking about money, basically. Yeah.
Even like understanding any problem in the first place, you need equipment, you need to survey things.
True,
The equipment is so expensive.
Very
Genuinely.
expensive. Do you think camera trappings are just like you can just build it like overnight now?
I remember
No.
one time we did a field work
Mhm.
and then it was on the TTS lake,
Mhm.
Okay.
and we had to survey the water quality of the lake,
Mhm.
and the probe itself,
Oh my god, cost like thousands,
it was
right?
30K.
Girl,
Wait.
girl,
30,000
the probe,
for
Yeah, yeah.
was it the YSI
the
probe?
YSI
The
probe.
YSI probe.
Yeah, for a
Oh.
handheld interface,
Yeah.
connected the wire, and you just dip the
Dip
probe
it
in the
into
water,
water.
and it's 30,000.
30,000 K.
I'll make sure to be careful.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's actually is insane. Yeah.
So you're just reading, like, if you want to test the waters, 30K.
30,000 in your hands.
If you can
Just
drop
like
that,
that.
then
Yep, good for you.
yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I think we
We
already know some kind of iconic people
Mhm.
that are in the field
Yeah.
of EGS. We recently went to a talk, and I bumped into Darin.
I remember
Then
the
I was
Yushan
like,
also.
oh, okay.
Everyone and their mama was there.
Yeah, because it was Jane Goodall.
The iconic figure in question was Jane freaking Goodall. It was the
Exactly.
Jane Goodall.
Yeah, and it was about hope too.
Mm-hmm.
So you could tell I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like what, 90?
yeah.
She's 90 and she could still we saw her dancing on stage.
Yeah, she was dancing on stage.
I love her. I actually love her. Mm.
Wait, you're making me FOMO. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not that bad.
It's okay.
Yeah.
When she'll live to like she's immortal. So you can see her
yeah, I feel
again.
like deep down we all want her to be immortal.
Immortal.
She's just different because of how much she's contributed to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should wrap up this
Yeah.
episode
It's getting quite
by
long.
going around and in one sentence, if
Yeah.
you could speak to the people that are somewhat interested, what would you say?
Maybe we can start with you seniors first, since you know.
Oh, let's go 3, 2, 1. Darin
Yeah.
first.
Okay,
Alright.
me first. Oh no. People that are interested in environmental science, I would say go for it. If you really want to do it, just do it. Go for it. You know, don't let anything stop you.
I think
Yeah.
I would say the same thing.
Right.
It's like if you want to go into any field, you don't have to decide now, right?
Yeah, it's
Even
fair.
after you finish your degree, you can still venture into whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I believe there's different pathways into like just one degree alone.
Yeah.
For me, I would say, yeah, just trust the process. And
Sure.
yeah, everything will work out. It's all sunshine and rainbows. At
It's
least
not
for
going
now.
to be, but it's
not-
fine.
Yeah.
Hey,
Eh?
we're not supposed to be like.
Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yes.
Where you
Thank you
are.
so much for our first episode. Joining in our first
Yeah.
episode, listening, watching, wherever you are.
Yeah, this has been quite fun
We
actually.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there is any suggestions,
Or if you want to bring in any lecturers.
yeah,
Oh,
just
we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
feel free to let us know.
Thank you so much. And we'll be posting our episodes on YouTube.
Spotify.
I guess that's all.
Yeah, that's
maybe
it.
you can-
YouTube and Spotify for now.
Right.
Like and subscribe.
And
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah.
That's it for
So
us.
thank you
from us.
so much. If you stayed with us till the
Yeah.
end, we
Yeah.
appreciate it very much.
Thank
That
you.
has been me, Darin.
Me, Yushan.
And Ethan.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. EGS. Oh.